Hello everyone, I am Anisha. Welcome all of you to my channel, that is virtual classes. Okay, so today in this video we are going to discuss your short question and answer as well as long question and answer too, okay, of your chapter number 2, that is diversity in the living world, okay, science class 6. And today this class the explanation will be completely in English only. If you want to listen to the Hindi explanation, you can click the link in the description box, and if you want to listen to the detailed explanation of this chapter, again you go through the description box, okay, the link is provided there. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please do like, okay, if you watch this video, please don't forget to give a thumbs up to my video. So let us start. What is biodiversity? See, here I'm going to just let you know like how you have to write your answer, okay, if you are asked these questions. And these are all extra question and answer from your chapter number 2, and we have already done your textual part also, okay, textual question and answer also. If you haven't watched that, please kindly watch that as well, as it will be helpful to you for your exam. So here, see, if you are asked biodiversity, what you have to write? You have to write biodiversity refers to the variety of living organism present in particular area. Don't forget to mention this particular area, okay, or the entire earth. It includes a wide range of plants, animal, fungi and microorganisms. So you can write in this way. You can take the screenshot and you can write in your notebooks afterward, all right? And I am not going to do a very detailed explanation again, as we have already done this in your summary class as well. If you haven't watched that as well, I request you to watch that video too. So this was your first question. Now let us move to your second question. What are the two main types of root system in plants? So what are the two main root types? They were the taproot system and fibrous root system. So you can write like this: the two main type of root system are taproot system, a single main root with smaller side roots, that that is, there is a main root and other side roots are present there. So this is the main root here, okay. An example, carrot, you can give radish also, or we have done so many other examples from your book. You can pick up any example and you can write according to your knowledge, okay. So second, we have the fibrous root system. This is here a bunch of thin here like root growing from the base. Example, grass, like the roots are like this, okay. There is no main root as in the case of this taproot. In the case of this fibrous root, there are so many bunches of thin here like roots, okay, and it is growing from the base. Base means this, okay, down parts. So example, I have written here grass. You can write another example also, okay, whichever you feel good. Now let us move to our next question. What is adaptation? So what is adaptation? It is a special feature, okay, that enables plants and animals to survive in a particular environment. For example, camels have long legs and hump to survive in desert. So this adaptation is that special feature that any plants and animal possesses, okay, in order to survive the condition, in order to survive the environment where they are living, in order to survive their habitat, okay, in short. So here as an example, I have given camel, okay. They have long legs and a hump. Why? To survive in desert, because in desert there is a scarcity of food, and they also excrete very little amount of water, and they also excrete very little amount of urination also, okay, and their dung is also even very dry. Why? So that they could save water and they could use it afterwards whenever they want, and they can store food in their humps. This is their special feature. Why? To survive. Otherwise, if they don't possess this special feature, then they will not be able to survive, okay. So that is why they have this special feature. Likewise, in case of plants also, okay, the deodar plant, why it has this conical shape? It has a conical shape, isn't it, as we have learned. Why? So that it can let the snow slide off and it can be free from the snow during snowfall time. So adaptation is that special feature, okay, which enables these plants and animals to survive in a very harsh conditions, or any kind of condition, any particular environment, okay, so that they can survive for a longer period of time. Fourth question, what is habitat? Give an example. So what is habitat? Habitat is the natural place, okay, where a plant or animal lives and grows. Example, a fish habitat is water. Like, say, habitat is the place where they are living, okay, where the plants and animals are living. It is their habitat. For example, I have given here fish and its habitat is water. If I have said here example lion, then what will be its habitat? Its habitat will be forest, okay. Likewise, like this. Next question, Define grouping. Why is it important? See, we have done groupings of plants based on their seeds, root types, based on their leaf pattern, so many other things, isn't it, based on their movements, about the animals. So why is it necessary? Why this grouping is necessary? Okay, why is it important? Let us see. See, grouping is the method of arranging plants and animals based on similarities and differences. Okay, this is the answer of this part. It is the method of arranging all the plants and animals based on their similarities and their differences, so that we can easily study them systematically. Okay, so it is important for systematically studying and understanding biodiversity. So it is necessary so that we can understand easily. Okay, so you can write like this. I hope you are understanding. Next, what are sacred groves? So, sacred groves are patches of forest protected by local communities, which are untouched forests, basically, where from those forests where trees and other animals are not being harmed. Okay, they are there and they are preserving. Okay, and they are being looked up by, they are being protected by the local communities. So they preserve biodiversity and contain numerous medicinal plants. So these sacred groves also contain so many numerous medicinal plants, which is very much useful. Next, what are climbers and creepers? Give one example each. So what are climbers and creepers? Climbers, this means plants with weak stem that need support to grow vertically. Example, your money plant. Okay, and creepers are plants that grows along the ground. See, this grows vertically upwards, and this will be growing in the ground only, like example, pumpkin or your watermelon. Okay, so you can write in this way. Next, name two plants with reticulate venation and two with parallel venation. So we have to name here two plants with where it leaf shows reticulate venation, okay, where there is a net-like veins of their leaves, and another is parallel venation. So what are the two plants? Reticulate venation, mango and hibiscus, okay, and parallel venation, grass and banana. I hope you are still remembering, like if there is a reticulate venation, what will be the root type? Please write in the comment section. And if it is a parallel venation, if the leaf pattern are parallel venation, what will be its root type? We are also going to discuss here as well, but as for now, you please try to comment. Okay, first comment, and after continue watching this video. So now let us see your next question. What are monocot and dicot plants? So what are monocot and dicot plants? Monocots are plant with one cotyledon, okay, and they have a parallel venation and a fibrous root. Example, maize means whose seed, okay, whose seed cannot be divided into two parts, okay. Otherwise, if you can divide the seeds into two parts, like in the case of chickpea, okay, that it will be dicot, means one cotyledon this one, another cotyledon this one, okay. But in case of monocots, they have only one cotyledon, means their seed cannot be divided into further parts, two parts, okay. Here and again, dicot means plants with two cotyledons, okay, reticulate venations and taproot system. Example, chickpea. So see, one more thing which I have already told you, and I'm repeating again, okay, that if it is a dicot seed or dicot plant, then it will have reticulate venation generally, and the root system will be taproot. And if it is a monocot plant, it will have a parallel venation and the root system will be fibrous root. Okay, please remember this. So now let us see your next question. What are amphibians? Give an example. So what are amphibians? Those who can live both in land and water. Okay, amphibians are animals that can live both on land and in water. Example, frog. So you can write in this way. So these are your 10 short question and answer that we have discussed. Okay, now let us see your long answer questions. Okay, long question and answer that will be around 3 to 5 marks. Okay, so explain the importance of adaptation with example. So now let us see the importance of adaptations along with your example. So adaptations are special features that help plant and animal to survive in a specific environment. The features are crucial for their survival and reproduction. Crucial means important, okay. It means it is important for their survival and for their reproduction. So let us see with example. Example of plant adaptation. Cactus has thick fleshy stem to store water in desert. So why this cactus has such a thick and fleshy stem? So that they can store water, because in desert it is very dry and there is a scarcity of water. So whenever they need, they can use from there. Okay, they are not wasting the water. Okay, and next we have your deodar tree have conical shapes to shed snow in mountainous area, like as I have told you before also. See, the tree is something like this, okay, and their branches are something like this, and which are downward, so that the snow can easily slide off. Okay, and this is their adaptation. Okay, this is the special feature, and you will not see this kind of tree in the plain areas, okay, or in the hot climatic area. You will see this type of trees only in the mountain area and in the like cold region where there used to be snowfalls and all. So these are the example of plant adaptation. Now let us see about the adaptation example of animal adaptation. Okay, camels have hump to store fat and long legs to walk on sand. So this is the example of camel along with its special feature, that is adaptation. Okay, and next we have fish have streamlined bodies and fins to swim efficiently in water. So the streamlined body of this fish, okay, and fins help them to swim in the water. Like streamline means, see, which is something like this shape. See, the shape of the fish is like this, isn't it? It is smaller in the beginning and small again in the ending part also, but it is wider here in the middle part. So this is your streamlined structure. Okay, so you can write the answer in this way. Now adaptation ensures that organisms can withstand harsh condition and thrive in the natural habitat. So this adaptation, it is very important, okay, and it ensures that the organisms can live in that very harsh condition and they can survive in their natural habitat. So that was the answer for that question. Now let us see your next question, that is, what is the difference between terrestrial and aquatic habitats? Give example. So here, terrestrial habitats and aquatic habitats. So first you need to understand what are terrestrial habitat and aquatic habitat. So terrestrial habitat means land based environment where plants and animals live. Okay, means land, okay, where plants and animals live, means the environment where plants and animals live, especially on land only. Okay, example includes forests, deserts and grassland. And aquatic habitats means water based environment, okay, where plants and animal lives. Example includes your river, lakes and oceans. So these are the aquatic habitat where both plants and animals are living inside. Okay, so let us see the example now. Terrestrial habitats means let us see the difference first. Okay, first the difference, and after that we'll see the example. So you can write in this way, you can take the screenshot. Okay, once again I'm telling you so that you can write afterwards in your notebook. Terrestrial habitats have land dwelling organisms, while aquatic habitats have water dwelling organisms, means organisms which are living only in land, and here organisms which are living only in water. Okay, example terrestrial means lion or oak tree. In case of plant, oak tree, I have given the example, you can mention other example also, okay, as you like. And lion, it will its habitat is this forest. Okay, and here you can add camel also, okay, in case of lion, and its habitat will be this desert. Okay, and aquatic we have fish which is inside the water, living inside the water, isn't it? And in case of plant we have your water lily. So in this way you can write the answer. Next question, describe the different types of plant movement. See, about this plant movement, exactly this term is not given in your answer textbook, okay, but I have just kept this question so that you can understand. Okay, because plant movement here doesn't mean that plant will be roaming from one place to another place. Okay, there are certain movement which plants also exhibit, okay, like from the source of light, from source of water, from source of gravity. Okay, so we are going to just discuss those terms here. Okay, so just for understanding I have included this question. So first type of movement is your phototropism, that means movement towards light. For example, sunflower means here plants growth or movement is in response to light. Okay, and means with the source of light. See, whenever we plant any plants and all, what happens if we plant that plant in our inside, then it will not grow properly. But if we plant that outside, it get the source of light, isn't it? That is the sunlight. So here it is very important. Okay, so that is the movement which plant exhibit. Okay, so this is the first type of movement, phototropism. I hope you understand. Next we have geotropism. Geotropism means movement in response to gravity, roots growing downwards. Example, roots growing downwards. It means that with the sea, because of gravity it is possible for us to stay in the ground. Yes or no? Otherwise, if there was no gravitational pull, what will happen? All of us will fly, like in the case of in space. Whenever you will be going to space, what will happen? I hope you have seen the astronauts and all. When they are in the space, they used to fly over there, isn't it? Because why they used to fly? because there is no gravity over there, okay, and if when there is no gravity, there is no pulling force which will pull them to stay. But here in our ground, in our earth, we have that gravity, because of which we are staying in the earth. So same case applies with the plants also, okay. Otherwise what will happen, all the plants and animals will also start flying, isn't it, if there is no gravity. But with the help of gravity, what happens, it remains in the earth, okay, it remains in the soil part. So there, here example, roots growing downward, means roots which are growing downwards, deep, okay, deep roots. So this is another movement, okay. Next we have hydrotropism. See, whenever I say hydro, what will come in your mind? Hydro means water, isn't it? So that means movement towards water with the help of water, like roots growing towards moisture, means roots and plants grows mostly, and grasslands are mostly on the area where there are moisture in the soil, that means water in the soil, okay. So this is a response of the plant, okay, with the water. Otherwise, see, when you plant water and when you plant when you plant plant, okay, any rose plant or anything, okay, or any other flower, if you don't water it regularly, what will happen? Eventually it will dry and it will not grow, isn't it? It will die. So it needs water. So that movement, okay, with that water, what will happen? There is some growing, isn't it? So that movement is known as hydrotropism, okay. Next we have thigmotropism. So what is this thigmotropism? It is a movement, okay, which responds to touch. Like example, your tendrils of climbers. For example, see, it is a plant's growth movement in response to the touch or the physical contact, like tendrils coiling around a support. For example, your money plant tendrils or your pea plant tendrils, okay. Tendrils means something like this, okay. This is the plant, and we have tendrils on your grapevines also, isn't it? So these tendrils, when they are taking supports for some other thing, okay, to grow, okay, that is that movement, it is known as thigmotropism, okay. I hope you have understood this part. So now let us move to your next question. What are the main difference between herbs, shrubs and trees? So now let us see the main difference between herbs, shrubs and trees. So here I have made a table so that it will be easily understandable by you. You can write in words also if you wanted to write, but in this way you will know these terms very easily, okay. So first we have divided in a size and stem type and branching, and we have given some examples also, okay. So in case of herb, the size of the stem are small, okay, and here shrubs are medium and trees are talls, okay. And here stem type, the stems of herbs are very soft and very green color, tender, okay, very weak. And here shrub, the stems are hard and woody, all right. And here trees, they are very thick and very woody. And here branching, it occurs near the ground, from the ground only also we can say. And here in case of shrub, it also occurs near the ground, but not as near as in case of herb, okay. And here tree, what will happen again? The trees, they are high above, okay, their branches are high above. And here example, mint, okay, here mint or basil, all right. And in case of example of shrub, we can write a rose, hibiscus. And here trees, I have given this mango tree and neem tree. You can write another trees also, okay, name of another tree is also here. So in this way you can easily understand the difference between just herbs, shrubs and trees, okay. So next question, let us see why it is important to conserve biodiversity. Mention two conservation efforts. So why it is important to conserve this biodiversity? Because we have to maintain the ecosystem, balanced ecosystem, isn't it? So it is crucial because it maintains ecological balance. It supports ecosystem service like pollinations and soil fertility, and it prevents genetic diversity, which is essential for adaptations and survival. So when we start destructing biodiversity, then there will be loss of animal, there will be species which will be included under endangered species and so many other things, isn't it? So in order to protect them, we have to in order to protect this biodiversity, there we need to show our efforts also, okay. So because it is important, we have to maintain the ecological balance. It supports the ecosystem services and also preserves the genetic diversity. Otherwise, in a new kind of environment, a plant and animal will not be able to survive. Suppose if you bring the camel of the cold desert area to hot desert, will it survive? it is impossible because it doesn't have that special features with it, isn't it? So it is very important to conserve this our biodiversity. So let us see the two conservation efforts which has been made by the government. First is the Project Tiger, which is started in year 1973 to protect the declining population of Bengal tigers, and second we have a cheetah reintroduction project in the year 2022 to restore the populations of cheetahs in India. So in this way you can write the answer. I hope you have understood. So next let us see some descriptive questions, okay, some longer questions. So how are plants grouped on the basis of venations and root types? Give examples. So how are these grouped? Let us see. Plants can be grouped based on their leaf venations and root system as follow. So first you write about reticulate venations and taproot system, okay. So reticulate venation, the veins form a net-like pattern. Taproot system, a single thick main root with smaller side roots, example mango and hibiscus. And now you write how you will be grouping it, okay. So and parallel venation, veins runs parallel to each other from base to tip, and fibrous root system, a cluster of fine roots spreading from the stem base, example grass and maize. So plants are grouped in this way in terms of venations and root types, okay. In venation I have written the reticulate venation, and root type here taproot system. And why I have joined this reticulate with taproot system? Because I have been telling you. So in the conclusion you can write, dicots have reticulate venations and taproots, while monocots have parallel venations and fibrous roots. So I have joined this reticulate venations with taproot because generally if the leaf shows reticulate venation, the root system will be taproot system, and if the leaf shows parallel venation, the root system will be fibrous root system. I hope you have understood, and you can write this conclusion also. Means dicots means plants which have two cotyledon, which we have learned already, okay. They are generally reticulate venations and taproots, okay. And monocots which have only one cotyledon, they will have a parallel venations and a fibrous roots. All right. So let us see the next question now. Explain the significance of grouping living organisms. So here you have to write in little bit longer, okay. We have discussed in short now, short isn't it? Now we will be writing why grouping is necessary, okay. Why grouping of this living organism is necessary, and why we are grouping plants and animals based on their different structures, movements, eating habits. Because it helps us to study, do a systematic study. First point, okay. Simplifies the study of a complex biodiversity. Next we can compare easily, all right. Comparison allows us to understand similarities and differences. Next we have identification, which helps us to easily identification of the species. Like for example, when you see a dicot plant, easily without any further observation, what you can say that it will have reticulate venations and taproot system, isn't it? Easily you'll be able to identify. Last we have your conservation efforts, assist in protecting endangered species by understanding their needs. Means we will be able to understand why we need to conserve, okay, why we need to conserve the biodiversity, why you need to conserve certain living organisms when they are in the verge of endangered species. So by understanding them, we'll be able to again reintroduce them, okay, rebring them, okay. And by grouping organisms, scientists and research can better organize and analyze data, making the study of living world more structured. So we can make the study of this living world more structured, okay, if we are doing grouping. So in this way you can write your answer. So now let us see some application based questions, okay. How does habitat influence the adaptations of living organism? Give example. So how does this habitat influence the adaptation of living organism? So if you are asked this question, how you can write? You can write, habitats play a crucial role in shaping adaptations of organisms. How? For example, desert habitats. Camels have long legs and hump to store fat, minimizing water loss. So why they have this special feature? So that they can use less water and they will be able to walk on the sand very easily, okay, in the desert habitats. I have given the example of camel. You can write another example also, okay. Here next, aquatic habitat. Fish have streamlined bodies and fins for swimming. This is a special feature, isn't it? So here how their habitat is influenced by adaptation, okay, we are writing that. All right. Next we have your mountain habitat, means your deodar tree, okay, have conical shape to set snow. These adaptation help organisms survive and thrive in this specific environment. So in this way you can write this answer, okay. Next question, let us see, how can loss of biodiversity impact ecosystem? So let us see about it. See, if there is loss of biodiversity, what will happen? There will be disruption of food chain. Okay, loss of species can break food chain. We have a certain food chain, fixed food chain. Okay, if this is break, then it will disturb the food chain. About this you will learn in your higher classes more in more detail. Okay. And next we'll have reduced ecosystem services like pollination, decomposition, and soil fertility may also be decreased. And next you can write loss of genetic diversity, species become less adaptable to environmental change. When species are being introduced to a new environment, they will not be like easily adaptable there, and what will happen as a result? They will start dying. Okay, so that will be the loss of genetic diversity. And next we have economic impact, means economically how it will impact. It will reduce our natural resources, and there will be loss of tourism opportunities. Okay, so in this way you can write. So the last question, okay, what are the measured threats to biodiversity? How can we protect it? So what are the measured threats? You can write in this way. Okay, habitat destructions and deforestation, pollutions and climate change, over exploitations of resource, means overusing of resource, like when you are mining coals, especially in coal mines, they are digging it deeper inside the earth's crust, isn't it? And that will one day lead to some kind of again changes in our earth crust again. Okay, we are changing so much in our climatic condition also, because we are cutting down so many trees and everything, isn't it? Again we are again over exploiting our resources, our natural resources. Okay, so these are the major threats. All right, and last we have invasive species disrupting native ecosystem. And how can we protect it? You can write these points. Protection measures like establishing wildlife and wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Okay, and community conservation efforts like sacred groves, we have like protecting them, not letting anyone harm the animals and the trees over there. And next you can write government initiatives like Project Tiger, or you can raise awareness and educations on environmental protection. So in this way you can write the answer. I hope it is clear with you. So we have complete discussing your question and answer of this chapter number 2. Next I'll bring your objective types and fill in the blanks. Okay, and please comment how do you find today's class, and please don't forget to like my video also, and don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe my channel. So that's all for today. All of you have a very nice day ahead. Bye.